Ever had a chat with someone for 20 minutes and suddenly realized you just told them your mom's ATM PIN? Welcome to the art of talking, CIA style. The real CIA. When we hear interrogation or elicitation, we picture Hollywood. Agents in suits, good cop, bad cop routines, slamming tables, screaming in dark rooms. But Hollywood has it all wrong. Real CIA elicitation is way more boring and way scarier because it looks exactly like a perfectly normal conversation. So let's break down the 10 secrets they don't want you to know. 1. Short-term thinking. No time to lie. The CIA's first trick is called short-term thinking mode. Your brain has 2 gears: slow, analytical, long-term thinking, and fast, instinctive, short-term responding. Which gear do you think makes it harder to lie? When you give someone time to think, they have time to invent, to weave a story, to patch together a lie. But when you keep them in short-term mode, fast questions, no breathing room, they answer from instinct, and instinct doesn't know how to lie. That's why a CIA officer never gives you that "let me think about it" pause. They keep you moving, keep you answering, and before you know it, the truth just slips out. 2. Slow down your speech. You'd think the CIA wants to pressure you with rapid-fire questions, right? Wrong. The second technique is the exact opposite. Slow down. When you speak slowly, something strange happens. The other person subconsciously thinks, this person is calm, this person is confident, this person has nothing to hide. And because they feel safe, they slow down too. Their heart rate drops, their shoulders relax, their guard comes down. Speed creates anxiety. Slowness creates trust. So if you want someone to open up, stop rushing, take a breath, draw out your words. It feels awkward at first, but to them, it feels like talking to an old friend. 3. Listen like your life depends on it. The third move is listening, but not the kind of listening you do while scrolling through your phone. CIA officers listen with their whole body. They don't interrupt. They don't plan their next question while the other person is talking. They give you their complete undivided attention. And here's the kicker. When you really listen, people feel seen. And when people feel seen, they want to keep talking. They start filling the silence with more details, more stories, more honesty. Most people don't need to be pressured into talking. They just need someone who actually gives a damn about what they're saying. So put down your phone, look them in the eye, and watch them spill everything. 4. Lower your voice, whisper your way in. The fourth trick is all about volume. The CIA knows that loudness triggers defensiveness. Raise your voice, and the other person's brain literally goes into fight or flight mode. But whisper, that's a whole different game. When you speak softly, the other person has to lean in to hear you. Leaning in creates closeness. Closeness creates intimacy. And intimacy creates honesty. It's almost comical. You can ask the most invasive question in a quiet, gentle voice, and the other person will answer it without flinching. Try it. Ask someone, "Where were you last night?" in a loud voice. They'll get defensive. Ask it in a soft whisper while leaning forward. They'll probably just tell you. 5. Direct observation of concern. The gentle confrontation. Now you're ready for the heavy stuff. The CIA's fifth trick is called DOC. Direct observation of concern. Use this when something feels off, but you're not sure yet. The secret is to confront without accusing. You never say you're lying. You say something like, "Some of what you've said doesn't quite line up. I'm probably missing something. Can you help me see where I got confused?" By taking the blame yourself, you remove their need to defend themselves. They don't feel attacked. They feel invited to clarify. And in that moment of clarity, the truth usually comes out. It's like opening a door instead of breaking it down. 6. Direct observation of guilt. The heavy hammer. The sixth trick is DOG, direct observation of guilt. This one is for when you already know the truth. You have the evidence, the receipts, the proof. And now you confront them directly, but still calmly. You say, "Based on everything I've seen and heard, you're the one who did this. No shouting, no anger, just a quiet, firm statement of fact. And here's why it works. When you stay calm, the other person has no one to fight against. They can't mirror your anger because you're not angry. They can't deflect because you've stated it as a fact, not a question. All that's left for them is to accept it. It's devastatingly effective, and it's exactly how the CIA gets confessions without raising a single voice. 7. The monologue. Let them convince themselves. The 7th trick is counterintuitive. Stop talking. The CIA calls this the monologue, but it's not your monologue. It's theirs. You give them space to ramble, to explain, to justify. And here's the magic. When people talk long enough, they start convincing themselves. They start hearing their own lies out loud, and they don't like the sound of them. So they correct themselves. They adjust. They confess. Your only job is to nod, say uh-huh, and look interested. No questions, no pressure, just silence and patience. It's the laziest interrogation technique in the book, and somehow it works every single time. 8. The power of pause. Silence is a weapon. The 8th trick is the pause. Most people are terrified of silence. In a normal conversation, when there's a gap, someone rushes to fill it. The CIA exploits that. You ask a question, they start to answer, and when they stop, you just wait. You don't jump in. You don't rephrase the question. You look at them and you wait. 3 seconds of silence feels like 3 minutes. And in that silence, they get uncomfortable. So they start talking again, filling the void with more information, more details, and often the one detail they didn't want to share. Silence isn't empty. It's a vacuum, and people desperately want to fill it. Let them fill it with the truth. 9. Reciprocity. Give a little to get a lot. The 9th trick is all about exchange. The CIA knows that if you share something personal first, the other person feels obligated to share something back. It's called reciprocity. You say, honestly, I've made that same mistake before. It was embarrassing. And suddenly, they're telling you their own embarrassing story. You share a small secret. They feel safe enough to share a bigger one. It's like trading cards. You give away a common one to get a rare one. The trick is to share something real, something vulnerable, not a fake story, a genuine one, because people can smell fake. But when you're real, they match your energy and open up right back. 10. The assumptive question. Bait them to correct you. The 10th trick is probably the sneakiest one, the assumptive question. You don't ask, did you do it? You ask, why did you do it? See the difference? You're not asking if, you're assuming they did, and you're just asking for the reason. And here's the beautiful part. Humans hate being misunderstood. We have a deep, almost compulsive need to correct false assumptions about ourselves. So when you say, so you went to the bar after work, right? If they actually went home, they'll correct you immediately. But if they did go to the bar and you assumed it, they might just go with it and explain why. You've skipped the denial phase entirely. It works with everything. So you forgot to pay the bill. They'll either say, no, I paid it, or, well, yes, but here's why. Either way, you get your answer without ever asking a direct question. It's like planting a small trap and watching them walk right into it. 11. It's happening to you right now. Elicitation in daily life. The 11th and final chapter. You're already being worked. Right now, all around you, people are using these techniques without even knowing it. Your boss asks, is everything okay? In a soft voice. That's low. Your partner says, help me understand. That's dossy. Your mum pauses after asking if you finished your homework. That's the power of pause. Your friend shares a cringe story, then asks about your weekend. That's reciprocity. Your co-worker casually says, so you're taking the early train tomorrow, when you never mentioned it. That's the assumptive question. These tricks aren't locked in some CIA vault. They're everywhere. In interviews, in dates, in family dinners. You thought it was care. It might have been CIA-grade elicitation. Stay sharp, but honestly, learning all of this isn't about tricking people. CIA interrogation expert Philip Houston said, genuine empathy is the key to getting the truth. These techniques aren't about control, they're about listening, about making people feel safe enough to be honest, about creating conversations where lying just isn't necessary. So next time someone speaks slowly, looks you in the eye, leans in, whispers a question, or assumes something about you that you never said, don't panic. At least it means they care about you, or they're just CIA.